What's wrong with that, bro? Like,
I don't know what that means, sir.
I understand where you're coming from. A lot of these rappers are sensitive. Like, they'll come up here and say that, you know, like, I ain't fuck with them, or like, I don't even know what they be talking about. I don't be knowing half these cats. You know what I'm saying? So, it should be crazy.
Question: all right? I had Slade on, right? He said that you didn't fuck with him when he first came out, though.
I've never even had a conversation with Kid Slade or met Kid Slade, or I didn't even know what he looked like till just now. The facts. Like, you gotta understand, son. Like, people, and this isn't Kid Slade's fault.
Right.
Like, I've never had a conversation with him in my life. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But narrative is a key thing here. People want to paint the narrative to make it look like I avoided him or I dropped the ball on Kid Slade. Bro, I don't even know who Kid Slade was until, and this is a fact. These are the facts.
Okay.
And I fuck with Kid Slade. No disrespect to that young man. So I had an assistant named Brad.
Okay.
And Brad was like, because, you know, I would get footage from all types of people, and I would sit back and I would look, and I'm like, no, whatever. So right before I'd stop fucking with my partners, Troy Mitchell, Eric Beasley, and Gene French, he brought them to my attention. He was like, yo, what you think? And I said, what you think? You think he good enough? He said, yo, if I had to put the money on everything, I'll put him on. I said, all right, cool. We're going to put him in the next wave. These are facts. I don't got a lot. Now, I don't know Kid Slade. You know what I'm saying? But what he said wasn't true. But again, he doesn't know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at him.
Right.
You know, a lot of stuff is said, right? Like, I can't say nothing about Letterman if I don't know who Letterman is. I never
Right.
Wishing that you know nothing else. You ain't heard the words from me. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. I don't blame Kid Slade. I actually cheer him on. I want him to do well. You know what I'm saying? Because this coach is lacking a lot of talent right now.
I want to go back to lacking talent right quick for a second. But let me ask you a question. Throughout the years, Norbes, you got a lot right, but you're not gonna get everything right, and it's not your fault though, right? Not everybody gets it right.
No. But you gotta understand, like, Kobe didn't hit every shot. But I don't the greatest, or Mike not the greatest. What that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like, you're never gonna make every decision, whatever. But my track record is undeniable. Like, you talking probably like 90-some% of the superstars in battle rap. So at the end of the day, people think it's about discovering people. It's not what that is, bro. It's about understanding what you got in front of you and how to make that into something that it should be. Like, you know, like the great coaches, right? Like, everybody in the NBA can play, right?
Right.
Like, for instance, my brother told me this one day. Shout out to Joe McCoy. That's my brother.
Love Joe McCoy.
And I would pick Gerald's brain a lot. And Gerald told me, he goes, when I went from college to the NBA, to the NFL, right, the first thing I realized is that everybody could play in the NFL, right? He said, but what that meant was who's gonna become the best? Who's gonna separate themselves from everybody? And that's what great coaching does, or great people around. They're able to realize who has that potential and maximize it. You know what I'm saying? Most people that battle can rap, but how do you take that and take it to the next level, or pick the right individuals? You know what I'm saying? So there's a million battle rappers out there, but you got to understand what you're doing out there. And again, like, when it comes to these kids like Kid Slade and you got, you know, Easy to Block Cat, so you got to take your hat off to them because they're making their ways without much direction. And but like, people, it's just crazy. Like, I think he was talking about an episode that I had with my man O. I don't know if you know O from Street Status, legend.
Oh, come on, O's a legend.
Yeah. So O was talking about that a lot of the individuals that were part of the Deuceable were upset that Kid Slade won. Now, they weren't mad that Kid Slade won. They just were upset about how it went about, or how it was determined.
Okay.
I'm just a reporter. I'm just here to tell you. I'm not making shit up. These are these individuals speaking. So, like, I don't know. I didn't hear what Kid Slade said or whatnot. I don't think he was disrespectful. I just got a DM and people were saying, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I don't know him. So I can't sit there and say I've never had any interaction with him. So you understand too, like, people due to what I'm going through in terms of my legal situation,
right,
people want to pitch certain narratives to make someone look a certain way. So that's what you got to take from a lot of that stuff. But I've never had any interaction with Mr. Slay. I don't, you know what I'm saying, Kid Slay at all. So for him to speak on a situation without us ever having a conversation is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't disrespect you, though, Norbes. He didn't show any
No,
disrespect.
I didn't say he disrespected.
Oh, all right.
Oh, like no, that's what I said. There's no disrespect.
Right.
Talk about something about or state something about someone. Like you stated that I didn't rock with you. Who'd you hear that from? It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So somebody must have told you that.
All right, I got what you're saying. I what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like a lot of people don't want to piss people off because they want to stay in position to do what they're doing. It's a fear factor, and that's how people get controlled. Throughout history, fear controls people. You know what I'm saying? The fear of religion, the fear of all certain things, that controls people something. That's how you get cults. That's how you get certain things. But, you know, and to answer that question, that's pretty much what it is about that. But, you know, in terms of that other shit you're talking about, in terms of getting everything right, nobody's perfect.
Right.
But nobody's Norbes either. So
let me ask you a question. In the early stages of battle rap, right? What were you looking for when you looked at when you saw this person catch your eye, when Surf caught your eye, Verb caught your eye, this person caught your eye? What are you looking at when you're actually looking at a battle, Norbes, for the first time? What are you looking for?
honestly, bro, I look at it like, will this dude make me want to click back on him again? Or like Sue Surf. What makes Sue Surf special when I first seen Sue Surf was his desire to be great, right?
You called them box office early before everybody. I'll give you that though, okay?
Like just watching Surf when I set him up versus Young Ill and bringing him in, him wanting to learn the game, and like as arrogant as people think Surf is, he's very humble. He learns off of everybody. And that's what makes Surf phenomenal. Surf is arguably the greatest battle rapper to ever live. Arguably, you can argue that.
Wow.
In terms of impact, I mean, listen, in terms of impact and things he's accomplished, because you can't base it by wins or losses because there's nothing that tracks that, right? So you got to look at from a kid from Newark, New Jersey that probably didn't have shit, that was gangbanging heavy, that like the crazy shit was our initial connection was Nipsey Hussle. This is crazy. People don't know that shit. Like, oh, you know my big homie. Like, you know, he had a relationship with Nipsey. I don't know how. I don't remember the exact story. And I knew Nip. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I found out a little bit about him. And then talking to him and learning him and seeing how much he wanted to, you know, his desire. And even at that time, I remember he got into it with Young Ill dissing him. And Aver called me like, yo, man, cancel that. We ain't gonna let none of these dudes talk to St. Louis dudes like that. But early in his stage, Surf understood what was going to make him a superstar and separate him from his peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came up the same time with O-Red and Shotgun Suge and all these guys. But he's over here, and no disrespect to those individuals, but he understood that. And that's what really separates.
When did you come up with that thought process or the initial reaction now that, okay, I look at Surf as one of the best battle rappers? When did you, a person like yourself, to say that? That's big kudos, number one. But when did you come with that type of mindset? Like, okay, I'm anointing him, that we could anoint him, or you're anointing him that?
People, you got to take away the WWE aspect of it, right? Like, for instance, like Ric Flair was a great bad guy, right? Or but you can't, like, some people will hate. But once you take away that stuff and really look at the fact that you really love to hate this individual because he's that entertaining, that shows sheer greatness. Like, Aver wasn't just brought fully in and people were just waiting. No, what makes Aver top 3, top 5 battlers ever is the fact that not being received as a good guy, whatnot, when New York was all the good guys, and still showing the longevity and still doing it. That's what makes you great, and that's what Surf is going through today.
No, I feel like you and me, but I say you first because you were interviewing Verb on Battle Rap Arena days, right? So when you had Verb on the show, it was must-see listening. Like, I had to tune in when you had Verb on the show, right? Do you feel like he's the first bad guy or the first villain and played it to a T?
Can you say that one more time?
Do you feel like Bird played the villain role to a T? Like he's the first battle rap villain?
100%. He was, bro. When Bird came in the game, man, I remember him saying the most outlandish shit to piss people off. Like, bro, he was telling people at Summer Madness 1, I don't care if you boo me. And this, he's standing there taking the boos, suck my dick, all that. He's saying whatever. And still came back and became a fan favorite. That's greatness, bro. Surf going through all this stuff with the bullshit allegations and people want to tear him down and still saying I'm a battle and everybody's selling out to go see him. That shows how phenomenal and great you really are. And that's how you measure in today's game battle rap. You don't really measure it on anything else because there's not a lot of stats to back things. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes that man special. Like Surf, Verb, Hitman, Conceited, Gotti, Chess. People only respected the Mooks, the Rex, the Luxes, and now people will actually sit there and say Gotti's better than these guys, or even Surf. Like there was a time where there was a invincibility about these individuals.
Yes.
These individuals have become the new invincible individuals, which is crazy, and it's special.
Credit to you for ushering the new wave of with Mook, Lux, those people. You know what I'm saying? Even though Rex, I give Rex a lot. How much credit do you give Rex? Or I think he's the greatest ever.
He's a Hall of Famer. I created the Battle Rap Hall of Fame. I'll be launching in 2023. It's going to be the home of where the battle rappers are going to be celebrated throughout history, from the Craig G's to the whoever, man. To what I'm saying. I want to, and I would love for you to be a part of that panel.
Okay.
I feel like you're nonpartisan. You're a big part of this culture, and you're gonna base it on the history, the total. I want to celebrate people like International P, Executive Nick, the WRCs. Everybody needs to be in this Hall of Fame because without them, we wouldn't have what we have today. And you got to give guys like that, PH, Poison Pen. Bro, I didn't know Poison Pen has been literally on every major stage since he was a kid. Like, it's insane. And I feel like we tend to overlook these individuals. A lot of people's battle rap knowledge starts in 2009, but there was 95, there was 94.
Yeah.
This International Battle Rap Hall of Fame is going to represent the total of everybody, from what Troy Mitchell has accomplished to what Organic has accomplished to what ARP has accomplished. It's a celebration of everyone without the biasness or the bullshit competition. Just an acknowledgement of what all these individuals have accomplished. And that's my goal with it. It's not about me. I don't even have a vote in it. I'm going to let the panel, I'm building a panel for the panel to vote for the entries, the initial first 6 or what like that. So, it's going to be dope.
Were you ever in discussion for you? Were you and the team ever in discussion when you guys were, or unit, Ilmac getting a URL? A lot of people want to always ask why Ilmac never got a URL shot. Were you guys in discussions about that?
It was more of an identity thing. We were more about building people throughout the brand and having people reckon. Like when you see like a lot of these guys go places, right? Mm-hmm. They get respect, but they're always known as a URL rapper. And Ilmac would never be known as a URL rapper. He'd always be known as a high time dude. So it was more of a branding. Of it with us. And, it was more about establishing and continue to build a foundation, because without a foundation, you can't survive. A building, nothing will last. So Ilmac was just on that level. But Ilmac to me is a Hall of Famer. Right. Maybe first ballot. So he has all the respect for me. Like on my first 5 initial lists, I have Thesaurus in my first list.
Right, Thesaurus, right. I can see that.
Yeah, so
listen, Thesaurus been for a long time. If people get that man his respect, he's been in for a long time.
But this is what it is, man. That's what I want to do. I want to have a place where all battle rap fans globally can celebrate the history of it and what's going to continue to grow. So That's pretty much what it is. But like Ilmac and like I think Disaster is probably the most accomplished battle rapper globally. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to be celebrated. Guys like Iron Solomon, guys like Murder Mook, guys like look like all their legacies need to be celebrated. Guys like Craig G. Well, I forgot that girl's name that did the movie. I forgot her name. Babs Bunny needs to be celebrated.
Bunny Babs, been like, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that their history needs to be told, and this is what this is about. The Battle Rap Hall of Fame is to go into like a battle rap museum and celebrating what you guys enjoy to celebrate. I mean,
I always feel like you were the guy always on the front line. Everybody, I mean, if you know, you know, right? How mad were you yourself that Lux and Hollow was not on that platform?
I was upset
because I saw you champion of yourself for a minute. You yourself.
Yeah, no, I was very upset about it. But what people don't know is I actually helped and gave Hollow advice on his negotiations with
You done. Okay.
So like much as I was upset we didn't get it, Hollow was my brother. So I wanted him to get a fair situation and understand his value. So I was home. I watched the pay-per-view. I was cheering Hollow on. I'm always going to be a big Hollow fan every time he battles. But I was definitely upset. Like, you know, anytime you lose a battle that you feel like you've built up, you know what I'm saying, to that level. We just had the Loaded Lux versus Calico. And, you know, everybody was anticipating that. And you can't blame Loaded Lux for wanting way more money. I think he only got paid $7,000 for that battle when he battled Calico.
Oh, okay, Calico.
So, you know, the financials weren't what it was today or whatnot. So I can't blame Loaded Lux. Like at the time, you could be like, man, this dude's being greedy, but nobody's gonna take care of his kids and stuff like that. So he did what was best for him, and I got nothing but love for Loaded Lux, and I respect him. So, you know, it would hurt to lose that battle. You know what I'm saying? Especially at the point of rival, which was UW. But I'm glad it went down, and you know, I believe things happen for a reason. So, you know, a lot of that inspired creating a lot of new stars and stuff like that because, you know, it's hard to rely on that because when everybody's negotiating for one person, it sucks. Like, I mean, look at the Hitman and Geechee battle, you know. Hitman knows he has the leverage. He can take it wherever he wants, and that hurts. That hurts when, you know what I'm saying, like you're trying to, but it's good for the rapper because he could pin people against each other and stuff like that. So I'm all for rappers getting what they want, and as long as it's fair. You know, in that situation, I was definitely upset, bro. That one, I was upset. What other ones?
Let me think.
I forgot. I'm trying to think. There was another battle we had. There was a couple battles we lost, but you know, when you have a deep talent pool and you have a talent like myself that can put these guys together. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I got to at this point.
One thing I admire about you, Norbes, I'm going to use the word admire, is your competitiveness. And I listened to you for years. You always equate sports and battle rap together.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
You're a boxing guy, you love football, of course, but you're very competitive. You're very, very competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I believe, listen, man, like, I grew up a big Allen Iverson fan. You know, I respected Michael Jordan. I read a lot of sports quotes. And, like, you know, nobody plays for second place. And that's one of the things about when people ask me if I want to get back into this battle culture, and I stated it the day after that letter was dropped. I said, if I decide to make this comeback, just know I'm not coming to be number 2. Like, I don't give a fuck who's in my way. And I've expressed that, you know what I'm saying? So to me, if you're not in this to be competitive, then why are you in it? You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect what ARP finally done with signing battlers now. I think that was a very smart move by him, and it kind of shows that he wants to take it to the next level. Recently that he was doing that, and even with what Remy's doing, I love what Remy's doing in terms of giving the girls another look and trying to bring the light. I want to see that. And I said in my podcast yesterday, Remy has a obsessive personality, and what I mean by that is, when you want to win, bro, you can't eat, sleep, nothing unless you feel like you're winning. And I see a lot of that in Remy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to right the ship. A lot of people are kind of shooting at her right now. A lot of people are laughing behind the scenes and smiling on her face, but the one thing she is a winner, and she's going to obsess until she gets it right. And that makes me really like, it's really impressive by her, bro. Like, she doesn't have to do this.
Right. Facts.
Do it. So, when I see stuff like that, that's what makes me like, damn, like, I would do something with Rem. I would work with Rem because her mindset is unflappable, and I love it. And like you said, the sports thing, nobody plays in the NFL not to win. You know what I'm saying? What drives Tom Brady? Championships. That's the athlete ever. You know what I'm saying? And people could lie about it. And that's why when people be like, when I be like, there's no such thing as doing it for the culture. You want to win. I'm dead serious. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is the dumbest shit I ever heard. Nobody wants numbers. I hate when people lie. Bro, like, I've watched my brother Gerald McCoy get carried off the field attempting games. Literally carried. A 310-pound, 6'5" phenom carried off the field. You're talking about a guy that's rich beyond belief. He doesn't have to play that hard. Why does he play that? Because he wants to win. There's no better feeling in the world than winning. So when you see people that are in your life, like Gerald, giving it its all to win, and you see Remy, who has pools and mansions and stuff like that, still showing that she's hurt by what happened this weekend, it's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's what inspires me, man. Like, nobody, don't believe anybody says, nah, man, I ain't really tripped. No, yes, you are. PTX is watching King of the URL is watching RBE. RBE's watching URL. They're all studying everything. They all feel better when they get in the upper hand. So when people, you don't think that Debo was sitting there smiling, rubbing his hands when Chrome 23 wasn't as effective as it was.
Everybody's saying that.
Come on, man. Like, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I personally would love, I want to see Remy win. I also want to see Babs win. I want to see, I just want to, I like competitiveness, man. Like, who doesn't want to be competitive, man?
Norbes, were you ever obsessed with battle rap? As a manager, as a person, part of the culture? Were you ever obsessed with this?
From the beginning until I started realizing the clown stuff. And that's business. I can't really get into that part of my case.
Of course.
Yeah, like I said, I have an obsessive personality. I have to win. You're talking about an individual that was traveling the country to hole-in-the-wall places, trying to get the best.
I seen you in Louisville, Kentucky, Alabama, or something. Like,
Alabama. In Detroit. Bro, I stood in a hotel with a Motel 6 where I went into my room, and my buddy Boston All-Star went in the room, and there was 6 kids sleeping on his bed. That was just crazy. So, like, we've been to the slums of the slums. So, 100% I was obsessed with winning. Like, who doesn't want to win, especially when you put your brand and that's what you eat, shit, and sleep, and then this is your baby. You own it. You do this. You're gonna go hard for it. So, for the people that be like, oh, nah, like, no, bro. Like, if you're not obsessing over something, you're never gonna win. And you don't think Bill Gates obsessed?
Right, yeah.
Look at the greatest athletes, the greatest people. Jay-Z obsessed. Like, Drake obsessed. If you don't have that type of personality, you're not gonna win. And that's why when I say about Remy and even myself, like, if I decide to jump in it, the obsession is gonna be there. I'm not coming here to be second, third place. Like, I really, like, bro, like, the shit I got in my head that I got down on paper.
Right.
Like, it's so crazy, bro, that it's groundbreaking what I got in my head. But my story's to be sold, not to be told. So
yeah, thanks.
I'm not gonna now, my lawyers, my management, my business manager, they're on my ass. Like, you can't give nothing out, you can't do this. And I have so many ideas, and when I see stuff, I'm like, this is not creative, this is corny. People are doing this right. Like, I know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, if they do this way, or they do that, like, I understand what the people want to see, and I understand what it takes to take things to the next level.
Norbes, give me the top 3 battles that you had a hand in and you're proud of, that you had an imprint on and you're proud of.
Rum Nitty, Av, JC, Chilla, Hitman, Everb, shit. Here's one, those three.
Good Lord, Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Those
shit.
are Hall of Fame battles, Norbes. Those are Hall of Fame battles.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know even the when I think it was who the fuck it was Hollow versus I forgot who it was. Hollow, I know Hollow Lux. I had put out a blog with my man Vici, but I was saying that Hollow could beat Lux, and they started picking up. Even people don't even know the Surf Mook shit. If you follow Battle Rap Arena,
that was War Report. It was War Report.
It was War Report.
I remember that day vividly, 2015. I remember that.
My brother's on here. I never see my brother.
Gerald.
Gerald said Ultimate Madness Norbes brought up in 2015. Hey, listen, man, the list goes on. I mean, Gerald is one person that has been there throughout my entire career. He's one of my biggest supporters, if not my biggest supporter. And, you know, he was hard on me, told me when I was wrong. Like, he's one of the only people that could actually tell me that. And he's seen my grind, bro. Like, I've had 2-hour long conversations of just being stressed talking to G. Like, this or that. But, you know, man, it's a lot, man. Man, listen, Gerald's the one that helped me. He's the one that gave me the idea for Chess and Gotti. Gerald believed in chess, man. Like, a lot of people don't know that shit. Like, as much as I believed in chess, G believed in him. You know what I'm saying? That battle was originally supposed to be Clean versus Gotti. And no, not yet. And Gotti, and you know, Clean got smoked, and we got on the phone, and now we got to switch it up. And he was like, yo, what's up with Chess? And I had a conversation with Chess, and Chess was like, yo, you give me who I want, I'm gonna give you what you want. I called G, and I was like, yo, the boy's ready. He goes, you sure? I'm like, yeah.
You started calling him the LeBron James of battle rap early at 15 years old, Norbes. At 15, you started knowing this young man.
Bro, he was on that. Bro, his parents had to sign a waiver for him to battle on UFF. He couldn't even do it on his own. Matter of fact, his stepfather had to stay with him in the room at the hotel because he was too young. These are facts, man. Like, chess is there's never going to be another chess. Never.
Wow.
We haven't seen it yet.
When you like Norbes, when you see somebody you rock with them, you really endorse that person. And I thought Chess was one of the people that you endorsed early.
There's a love for chess, man. To see a kid, like literally a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, people forget too. Like, even Rosenberg was 17.
Them dudes, yeah, Rosenberg.
18. I think DNA was 17 when I bring him over to URL. People don't even know that. But Chess was 15. You remember what you was doing at 15 years old?
Oh.
He was on national TV. The whole production was like, he's how old? Bow Wow was like, nah, he not 15. I'm like, nah, yo, it was so crazy that he could only be on set for 3 hours because he had to go home because it was illegal, because you had to have working papers because they were getting paid. So that's how young Chess was, bro. Chess was rocking out crowds that are like 2,000 people and going against the best. And you could say he won, lost, whatever, but right. Dog, I think he's only like 22, 23 right now. Dog, he's not even his prime yet, Norbes. I think he's gonna be the best ever. Like, ever. I think he's a Hall of Famer now. He's only 23.
Was it the voice box? Was it the delivery? Him being mature for his age, the certain things he was saying in conversations with you? Because I find him as a very intelligent dude when I speak to him.
That's one of the smartest kids I've ever. He's one of the smartest people I've ever been around. His demeanor, when you're around him, you don't think of a kid. You know what I'm saying? You think about your bro. Like, he's that mature. Like, it's crazy. He has his little kid moments, but he gotta put it. But you're talking about the oldest of 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's really like the father figure in that family, which is crazy. You got to think about that. So Chess was mature beyond years, and it was really impressive to see and Chess do well. And honestly, man, when I see him do well, it warms my heart, because, like, from seeing him from day one, and I remember the UFF, it was funny because I'd be like, man, you ready? Like, I was on him, and he, man, leave me alone. Hey, yo, bro, Chess, this is the crazy. Chess had 3 rounds for everybody in the tournament. That's 21 rounds. 21 rounds, bro.
F up Fendi down the Fendi thing. That shit was crazy, Chess. That shit was crazy.
Chess is
Crazy.
anomaly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Chess is, he's just special. Like honestly, there's never gonna be another Chess, bro. There's just you got your punchers, you got all that stuff. Chess doesn't even sit there and punch, and he's still as great as he is. He's one of the few to have an original style that can still sustain what he's doing today. A lot of people pain punch. They want to go by what's trendy.
Right.
Chess has never been about following anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. The T-Top wave, because saying the tournament talk, since we're doing tournament talk here. What were your thoughts about T-Top when he got to URL? Going through the tournament and everything like that. He got Rex. You guys put him on the young, what's it called the time, the tournament, and when he battled Charlie Clips, what was that, veteran, rookies versus vets,
Yeah.
and everything like that. What was your initial reaction when T-Top came from the South, UW, he was on UW early and everything like that? You know,
when I told him, when I decided to bring him over, the first thing I asked him was, are you out of your contract? Because I respect Arsenal as a man. I respect Arsenal as a businessman. I respect him as a person. I don't even think Arsenal knows this shit. And T-Top was like, yo, I'm out. I said, if you're 100% out, I'm going to make you a star. Because I knew T-Top was a legit star.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, T-Top has a way of, like, it's almost like I miss those old hood movies from the 90s. And T-Top kind of brings me back to where he explains it.
He got the hood smile, the scratching of the head.
Raspy voice, the demeanor. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of dope, like, it's just different, man. Like, T-Top has that. And then remember, him and Briz came up so high, both of them at the same time at Chess.
Yeah.
And then when I put him against the Saga, I was just like, man, this is gonna be crazy, him and the Saga. And that whole class right there is one of the best classes ever. But T-Top just has this. He's just great, man. He's another one that doesn't. He's original, man. He's a great storyteller. I would love to see him and Mook battle because I feel like they share a lot of the same strength.
Right.
But T-Top is special, man. He was very adamant about putting North Carolina on the South. Shout out to Milltown Blow. He's pretty much
facts.
John is another one that pushed him on me. But Milltown Blow really brought him to my attention and was like, man, between him and Briz and Chef Trez, Milltown Blow doesn't get a lot of respect. Yeah, 100%. So to be honest with you, I truly, honestly respect T-Top and his drive, man. Like T-Top was kind of what Geechee Gotti is to the West today for the South, and I don't think giving him enough credit.
No, the argument for 2-3 year run, T-Top was in people's top 5. Maybe you can make the argument.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, bro, T-Top is one of the goats, man. Like he's one of the greats. Like, listen, man, between T-Top and Chess and Briz, like, man, like people don't understand how great Briz is, man. And Briz is such a weird situation because Briz gets, if you know Briz before a battle, he gets like really nervous, like, and like you wouldn't even think as great a performer he is and how he lets everything hang out, like he's hyperventilating before battles, like and then when he gets out there, it's just insane, bro. Like, it's very impressive, man. So, you know, between Briz, and I think Briz needs a lot more respect, a lot more. And I hope that Briz and Murder Mook battle gets eventually done. I know they both really want to do it.
Right.
You know, I hope it gets done, but I think those guys need a lot more credit, man, to be honest.
Verb, excuse me, Norbes, what was the vibe? You stood right in front and center in St. Louis. When Hitman and Verb went down, what was the vibe in the building in St. Louis, brother? You were right there.
Bro, it was very intense. The room was divided. Hitman is a legit star, and people love Verb. And people understand, like, when Verb says nobody could beat him in St. Louis, he's not lying. Like, he's really not. Like, it was like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, people pick sides, right? And it was so dope that you had to react for both bars. But the iconic moment, like everybody that comes up on cameras when he said the big Gerald line,
right?
Hey, bro, like it was so crazy that everybody moved. Like they had everybody's attention so crazy that if you watch the footage, everybody moved in unison, like to the left or the right. It was like everybody, like they had everybody word for word. Like it was so crazy. it was arguably, to me, Witnessing Live, the best battle I've ever seen live.
Wow, you been to a lot of battles, Norbes. Wow.
Verb was phenomenal. Hitman was phenomenal. Like, they didn't pull no punches. Like, this is the crazy. And it was one of those things where I'm like, yo, bro, like, they really took this shit serious. Like, there was some real, and it's funny, when I first suggested it, Verb got mad at me. People don't know that shit. He was like, man, you trying to break up the Midwest.
Yeah, Norbes, you started trouble, Norbes. What you doing?
Bro, I just felt like that's what made Hitman a superstar, that battle. People don't really remember that. Like, I mean, the Arsenal battle made it, but this one was really like,
because Big Bro, right? Because Big Bro, is that what it is?
Because people are always going to look at him and Verb as, you know, Verb number 1 and 2. This is the one that made them a tie as number 1. Because to me, both of them are like the best ever to do it in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
To stay on the Midwest movement, right? I have Verb over Hitman. Only reason I say this because I felt he was HNIC, the leader of the crew in terms of the Midwest movement. When Goods was out here talking about he got Poom Poom lined up, I felt like Verb was the orchestrator, the lead and everything. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Listen, what Verb has accomplished is unbelievable. But
he's in my top 5 all time, Norbes, of all time.
100%. Hitman's in my top 5, top 10. It's tough because you would have to really sit down and look at that list. But like, Verb really put the Midwest on his shoulder. Hitman is the most competitive person I've ever been around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Hitman is a legit superstar, like, insane. But Verb is responsible for initiating and putting the Midwest against everybody. So it's a tough one, man. Whoever you got, 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation, but those guys, man, are going to be solidified Hall of Famers, man. I can't wait to do a segment on them in the Hall of Fame on both Hitman and Verb because they're special. Another person that people don't give as much credit to is Conceited. Conceited birthed a lot of people's styles today. Like, Conceited needs to be recognized as one of the greatest ever. Like, he's probably the most influential battle rapper of all time, hands down.
Elaborate on the influential part. Educate me on the influential part when you say
before Conceited, if you watch battle rap, there wasn't too many punchers. There wasn't any, actually. When Conceited came in the game, he created a formula that a lot of people adapted to that became the biggest trend. Now you have chain punchers. Now you have Rum Nitty. You have the Jazzes. You have the Avs. You have all the guys that focus.
Big Con and B Magic was so big, right?
Yeah. But remember, Khan was the first. B Magic was the first chain puncher, like every 2 bars. But Khan was literally created that style that nobody seemed to have had at the time. And, you know, that's why I tell people if Conceited were to make any type of comeback, it's probably going to cost like $500,000. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, that's how big Conceited is, bro. Conceited is legit a Hall of Famer, man. I respect him.
How mad were you at Jonas for going to the Battle Disaster?
I was mad, but I understood because the business wasn't done properly with Jonai. Jonai wanted to be here. He wanted to do it, and egos got in the way of that situation. And I thought Jonai was special. I mean,
you were big on him, Norbes. You were so big on him, man.
Good you see his battle got bootlegged before, and it was a PG, dog. Like it was crazy. Like, I remember sending that battle to Gerald, my man Snatch Harrison.
Right.
Were, who is this dude? What he said? He said knife to the rib. He said that's how you stuck in traffic. Like, he was different, dog. Like, Jonai was. I just think he rushed. You know, he rushed battling Disaster. I told him not to.
Did you have a conversation with him about that?
Huh?
Did you have a conversation with him about that?
Yeah, but it's hard when the business is not going right. And listen, Disaster is literally a legit argument for top battle rapper ever. Like, globally, I don't see anybody touching him. So I understood it, man. Sometimes, you know, they tell you to crawl before you walk, right? And, you know, he just made the mistake, and Disaster is not the person to play with. He's just not. You know, especially when he's in his element and you're so new, he knows all the tricks, you know. And Jonah was and Disaster wanted to beat him. That's the difference. When Disaster wants,
good point, Norbes. Good point.
you know what I'm saying? When Disaster feels disrespected, there's a whole different Disaster showing up. This isn't, you know, Disaster might come around and play, haha, whatever. But when Disaster wants to be great, there's not too many people that can actually defeat him. And I was so mad. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, Jonah, and you know, Jonah, special. I think Jonah was special. I'm glad A Ward continued because he was
love A Ward. Love A Ward.
Another guy that I bring in that I thought was extremely special.
You were big on B Magic also. You were big on B Magic.
Yeah,
very big
B
on
Magic, bro. What he said, hit him. When he said, something busted to the spring break, whatever he said, bro. That was crazy. Like B Magic that battle was funny because that was a last minute battle when he battled John. He was supposed to battle Bricks Belvy. And Bricks Belvy passed up on the opportunity for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was. And John and him put a 1-round classic on. One of the best battles ever.
You were also big on J-Rel.
Oh my God, J-Rel is so talented. What ruined him, ironically.
Yeah, what ruined J-Rel? Because I was on the way for a little bit too, Norbes. I ain't gonna hold you. I was too.
No, J-Rel is phenomenal. You know what ruined him? Ironically, it was Remy and Papoose when they did the judging. So I don't know if you remember when he was battling KG the Poet, right? He won that battle, in my opinion.
Okay.
But they continued the battle, and the freaking producers didn't press record on the camera, so they let him run it back. And due to that, I felt like they felt bad. I think it was Remy. I'm not sure. They was mad, and they kind of favored him. And J-Rel never recovered from that. He was really upset, bro. And J-Rel, he reminded me of Charlie Clips. Like that's the talent he had, and I believe Charlie is talent-wise. It's hard to even to match him.
Clips at? Where do you rank Clips at? You personally, where do you rank Clips?
Talent-wise?
Yeah.
I probably got Clips #1 talent-wise. Like the best, like most talented, but Clips is his own worst enemy. Like you know when Clips is Clips. But talent-wise, there's probably nobody on the planet that can really match his talent. Like he can do every aspect of it. He's smooth. He's quick on his feet. He's special, man. Like Charlie, I mean, the closest I've ever seen is Charlie, like all around, would probably be like a Hollow and an A-Ward. I think A-Ward is right there. But Charlie is, man, I think Charlie was the most feared battle rapper ever. Nobody wanted to see Charlie. Nobody.
No, I'm going to give you a name who you should tell me religiously. You told me this religiously. And I'm glad I have you here now. You said it numerous times in Battle Rap Arena. When Tech-9 was alive, nobody wanted to battle Tech-9.
Bro, did you watch Summer Madness 1 versus
He stole the show. Let's be real. He was MVP. Huh? Let's call it what it is. MVP.
He had a style that I think DNA kind of ruined him. But
yeah, DNA did though. Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah.
He had this this aura about him. He was funny. He spoke some real shit. Like Tech-9, man. After Summer Madness 1, I'm telling you, nobody wanted to step in front of him. That's why you got to give DNA credit, because DNA, he's fearless, man. Like DNA was like, I'll take him. Nobody wanted to take Tech, bro. That's a fact. Like nobody wanted to step in front of Tech-9, bro. Like his delivery, his funny, people laughing. When he told Rich Dollars, real, like whatever. Bro, he was special. Yo, he's the first person to make Good sit there and be like, bro, like what is wrong with him, bro? Like, yeah, man, Tech was amazing, man. Tech was really amazing, man. Yeah, R.I.P. to Tech-9, man.
Tech, man, for real, man.